Please hit the follow button for more. Now let's jump right in. So in episode 13, we are just trying to find out where everyone's heads at. Like where Johnny is in his coupling, if Ty and Justine are going to, remain a couple and get along, or if Justine is gonna get some kind of power and vote him out, or if America is gonna have an opportunity to vote him out, and if there's gonna be a retaliation for what he's done. Because if you noticed in episode 12, in that duel, he was in the bleachers cuddled up under Justine like it was high school. So it's apparent he's really trying for our girl. So the episode begins with Garby and Kendall having a joyous celebration, which, cool for Garby, but I really don't. First of all, in the duel when they won and she jumped in like she was Adrian from Rocky or something, he like tapped her like this. Go watch episode 12 and this is at 13. I'm recapping now, but go look at that, because I was like, a man won't grab, you know what I'm saying? Y'all win something like that. He's like, friendship hug, and she's so oblivious to it that it's kind of frustrating me, and it's now getting me to the point, and I'm a Garby girl, but it's making me say, bye Garby, bye girl, because you acting crazy. And while Kendall and Garby are having their fake little hookup, we have Johnny and Gabby having the real deal Holyfield, and Andrina's seat isn't even cold yet in the dressing room. So before she even got out of the door, he's all up in the speakeasy with Gabby, talking about game plan, romance, and having fun. And their version of fun is basically, locking lips, apparently. What I do notice, though, is that Johnny, and I keep comparing Johnny and Tyreek because they're in the same boat. So Johnny is only 27 years old, I have here, and Gabby is 33 years old. And then we have Justine, who is 32 years old, and Ty is 26 years old. So they're both dealing with big dogs. So hopefully these women, grown 30-year-old women, will treat these little boys accordingly. Because what I want the girls to say, you better get on your knees and bark like you want it. Bark like you want it. So we will see how this pans out in the next couple of weeks. Because right now, the boys are barking. They putting up a good fight. Roof, roof. And you know who is doing that? Tyreek, the lover boy, that we know him to be. Menace on the outside, gooey goodness on the inside. So he's basically laying it on so thick to Justine. Even I was like kicking my little feet up like, oh my gosh. So they are so cute. They're basically saying it's 1-to-1. Ty loves to keep his tabs. Ty said he wants to make her smile. And she said, give me a reason to make me smile. And he said, I'm going to make you smile all day. And then she was like, well, you're not doing that. And she said, it doesn't feel good, does it? Just like he said to her. So it was just like their little banter back and forth. And I was tweeting on Blue Sky, what they call it, skeeting. Which, whatever, that's what they calling it. But I was doing that on Blue Sky, and I said, they remind me of Joe and Love from You. And, like, basically, I woof you. You know what I'm saying? That was the vibe, very toxic, but also very, like, captivating and electric. And I know, even going on, like, the actual Twitter later, because y'all know I don't play with Twitter. No. But I went on there, and they were even the, like, hardcore haters on Twitter were, like, falling for it. So if you say anything about that boy Ty, that little menace, he has the gift of gab, and that's what makes him like a really good reality TV person, because he's able to have like all this multifaceted, personality about himself, which is so entertaining to watch. And Justine is falling for it, but what I'm hoping is Justine is in the game, playing the game, and is still keeping, like Love, keeping her game, playing her game in the back of her mind. But let's hope she don't go out like Love. Also, Siri, goes back to what I said in the last recap. Siri, play Folded by Kalani, because come pick up your clothes, I'll have them folded. Meet me at the door while it's still open. Yeah, because Justine left that door all the way open. Sheesh. And like I told y'all, the women are falling in love while the men are falling in line. So we have Lucinda and Andrea also talking about how they were folded. And I was like, you guys have to control it, reel it back in, get your heads back in the game, because these boys got them all over the place, all over the place. So the producers, this is when they get into their producing bag. Like, give these people their Emmy, because they go into this group challenge where they put two of the captains, the two new captains were the bombshells. So they have Gabby's team, essentially, and Casey's team. And Gabby and Casey end up choosing, of course, their partners, which was Nicola and Johnny, respectively. And then they each have to pick person. So Johnny picks Ty, Toby, and, you know, basically the heavy hitters. And on Nicola's team, she picks Justine and Kendall and some of the more thought-provoking leaders. So it's a good team on each end. And they go into this duel, or not duel, but this game, essentially, and whoever wins gets the power. Because the coupling is uneven, they end up having to have one and one player go against each other at the end. So we have Lucinda, who is on Gabby and Johnny's team, and then we have Sydney, who is on Nicola and Gabby's team. They go one-on-one, and in the end, Lucinda ends up winning, which proves again that she has the grit and she's not just there for the love of it all, but also she is a true contestant and player. So I was really proud of Lucinda because she came out on top. With this, the Lucinda win ends up doubling the team score, which puts Johnny and Gabby's team at the top. So they are now the top players, the power couple, but the producers, decide to do something different than they've ever done, and they decided to give the team Power Squad, something we've never heard before in Love Island game history. What we later find out this means is that Johnny has to gather his team, Johnny and Gabby have to gather their team in the bedroom, and they have to choose players from each team to do a duel on tonight's episode. Crazy, right? So now we have to see who the real villains are, and the power group gets to decide who those players will be in the duel. So we'll see if Ty is as much as a menace as he is, because his girl Justine is now vulnerable. And I feel like this challenge, because at the end, whoever they decide to choose, they have to kiss, and they're calling it the kiss of death, which essentially I feel like is a play on what Ty did. So Tyreek is their like little evil muse that they're using, these producers, to create a whole new level of effery. They're using Tyreek of all people because he gave Justine a kiss of death, so to speak, before he made that decision to pick the bombshell in the box. Right? And of course didn't work in his favor, but the producers are literally living off of him. They're breathing off of him. So it's just so funny that, just like I told you guys, the heartbreak necklace that came from, you know, she's not on this season because she's in a couple, but the girl India from her season, she said, "May the best heartbreaker wins." So these people are literally the producers' muses, and Tyreek is the biggest muse of them all this season. So I just find that hilarious. But it also solidifies that he's probably not going anywhere because the producers are just having too much fun with him. So Johnny, there's a meeting in my bedroom behind self, gathers the group, and they are meeting like Italian dinner style, like mafioso vibes. Like even Isaiah has this big family tattoo on him, and he says, "Johnny, let me get a cigar." At the end of it, the girls are like, "Oh, this is my dream," and the boys all macho. It's just very funny, and I'm like, y'all better give these producers they flowers, because they're putting in the work for this season. The cinematography, the musicality of it all, it was just such an enjoyable watch. If you are like a reality TV show connoisseur and you like psychology and that kind of stuff. So it was really like all the things last night. I truly enjoyed last night's episode and its cliffhanger. So we'll see who the kiss of death goes to later tonight. But in the meantime, in between time, if you enjoyed this recap, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching here on TikTok, don't forget to hit the follow button. It's your girl, Nico Nicole, and this has been Give This Girl a Mic. I'll see you guys. Justine, girl, I understand. We all understand. The boy is fine. The boy is fine. We get it. What you do, the things you do. Keep on acting like a fool. What an episode. Woo.